Hi guys, welcome to art, second and third grade. I'm excited to have you this year. So we're going to be working in Seesaw. So when you come in, there will be an assignment in your Seesaw mainstream, and you're going to click Add Response. The first thing I always want you to do is view the instructions right at the top of the screen. So there's View Instructions, and go ahead and click right on it. It says here you're going to listen to the Feelings book by Todd Parr, and then you're going to make a plan, you're going to create, and we are going to reflect. So our target today is I can use determination to draw myself using the tools in Seesaw and explain my artistic choices. So you're going to need to make a plan, you're going to create, and then you're going to talk about it or reflect about it. Okay. When you come into this slide, I would like you to read that right there. And then it says, watch the video right over here. So you're going to click on that, which is going to tell you to go to the welcome. Once you've done all those, you need to read both these books. Both of them show you the style of portraiture that Todd Parr uses. Okay, Todd Parr is the author and the illustrator, so he wrote and made the pictures for these books. They have very similar faces, right? There's not very much detail. They're not realistic. They're all different colors. And we're going to be making our own Todd Parr style portraits of ourselves. The next page, so this is my example. On this page, it's where you make your plan. It's where you experiment with those tools, okay? So this is going to tell you about the experimentation. And then this is where you're going to create. You're going to make sure you have a picture of you and a picture that you drew. And then finally, on the last page, you're going to record it. So those are the directions. And then finally, you're going to go to the Google Meet and chat with Miss Katie. Say, hey, I'm done. When you're done with the directions, close right out of that. And I'm going to close out of this one too. And here is where you actually get to create, right on this slide. Okay, so this is your plan. So you just listened to two Todd Parr books. One is It's Okay to Be Different. The other one is the Feelings book. It showed lots of different expressions, right? So some of his creatures or people were really happy. Others were sad. Some had their mouths open. Some had their mouths closed. Most of them only had dots for eyes and no nose. So I would, if I were you, I'd come over here to this 3-dot button, click on it, and find a shape. My suggestion is to use a circle shape. Just click on it and then click back on that main screen. I'm going to click and drag that onto my middle screen. It may take you 5 minutes to figure out that. Then you can take your little mouse and drag it over the corner and make it bigger or smaller depending on the size. Okay. If some of you are like, oh, this is easy. I know how to do this. I did this last year. This is just review. You can change the color over here. Just make sure you click on whatever color you are on before you move back over here. So my next piece, I'm going to say, okay, I want to make eyes. Things I could do for eyes. I could use a pencil tool. I want to make sure it's a different color because otherwise you aren't going to see it. So I say, I would like it to be blue, please. So I'm going to slide it right up to there. Click on it using my pencil. If I want to change the size of my eye or my drawing tools, I double click on there. Maybe I want this one. It's going to be my drawing tool. I could draw them on just like that. That is if you want to draw them on. I want to color it in. This is one option. Another way to make eyes, and I would suggest just experiment on here and say, oh, I don't like that, or I really like that. So maybe this guy, he's having a hard day. And maybe I want to change the color for my next one. And I might want to switch to a bigger one. Ooh, and he has a tooth. Now, when I did that, it's too big. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to press the arrow back. And then I will double click on this, which I can choose this much smaller tip. And like I can have one tooth right there. Now, if it doesn't look like a tooth, I could switch back and get this blue again. Let's see here. I want a different color mouth now. So now I'm doing a new mouth. I want a bigger tip. So you can just experiment. On this first time doing this, oh, this is a little bit transparent. Let's try this one. Your first time doing this, you're going to experiment back and forth with all the tools. Oh my goodness, I got too big. So that's what this page is all about. So maybe I want to try just doing my hair. It's up to you. Does it need to look like you? Nope. Can it look like somebody you've met? Sure. It's up to you. So I might say, okay, I really like it. So I would click over here and say, I'm going to tell Miss Katie my plan. So I click on the microphone. And when it stops counting, I start recording. And I say, I like this design because I like the color of my face. I like the color of my hair. But I do not like that it looks like it is yelling. So I'm going to change my mouth on my next one. And then I press pause. Then make sure you press the check mark because otherwise I don't get to hear your words. Once I have pressed the check mark, I can go on to my next slide. And now this is the create one. So this is where I want us to do two things. Number one, take a picture of yourself so I know what you look like. Some of you I've never met before. So I take my picture. You can make a funny face. I don't mind. I just want to know who you are. I take my picture. And you can change the size of it again and just slide it over to the side right over here, just so I can see who you are. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build again. So I'm going to use those tools, the shapes. Now, if I wanted to switch the shape of my head, I could, but I think I'm going to stick with my circle. Again, I bring it back over here and I repeat that process till it is what I want. When I have finished my drawing, I'm not going to actually do the whole drawing out this time, other than showing you that you can add other shapes for your eyeballs. So let's say I want to switch the color of my, I'm going to change the size, bring it way down. I can bring it over here. If I like that, I can click on the three dots and click duplicate, which means I can have two the exact same. Woohoo! Okay. It is up to you how you draw it. But make sure you please at least have eyes and mouth and hair. Sometimes that's all that Todd Parr has on his pictures. Okay. Then I go on my next slide. My next slide, it just says, do you like it? What would you change about it? Does it look truly finished? Is it high quality work and what's it about? And you're just going to use the microphone right here, pressing on the microphone, and you're going to record yourself starting 3, 2, 1. I really like my drawing. I like the way I did my eyes. I think next time I'm going to spend some more time thinking about what my picture is about. Press pause. I click done. And then I go to my last slide. My last slide, it says join Miss Katie on the Google Meet. Okay. That basically says you're finished. Check in with Miss Katie. Maybe she will see your artwork and we can chat about it right then. Okay. I'm excited to see what you create. And I'm excited to spend this year with you guys. Don't forget, Todd Parr style portraits of you. So a self-portrait. And you can use lines and shapes to create that portrait. Have a great day, guys. Don't forget, at the very end, you always need to click that check mark. If you don't, you're not going to submit your work and you'll have to start over. So I click check, and then my work goes into the assignment. I can't wait to see what you create.